Listen, if you like me, go ahead and hit them DMs with a recent photo, salary, and when your lease is up, because I'm trying to split rent. I'm not doing this recession all by myself. Stop playing so we can save a couple dollars.
Hello everyone, this is Emmanuel Cook. We will be reacting to a new video today, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's get into the video.
I just had to run into a meeting room because something insane just dawned on me. Nobody's doing April Fool's jokes today, and that is a recession indicator. Nothing is funny anymore. Nobody's making silly, goofy jokes. No one's in a silly, goofy mood. And I'm fucking scared.
So I know the U.S. government doesn't want to admit that we're in a recession, but Klarna just partnered with DoorDash to let people make layaway payments on food. If that doesn't tell you we're in a recession or headed there very quickly, I'm not really sure what does.
Everybody's talking about recession indicators as if things haven't sucked forever. Here's my employment journey for the past year. In June of last year, I was working as a key at Dollar General until my assistant manager called our new hire, who was a black man, that colored boy, so I ended up quitting. I never got to tell the employee in question about that because they ended up firing him after I worked with him one day because apparently he was on his phone sometimes. Everybody's on their phone in there, so I know why they targeted him. Since then, I've been working on TikTok making money, but in between there, I got a job at Wendy's to cover my taxes, and that was a whole shit show in and of itself. When I got on, they never put me in the system, and I worked for about a month, and then they stopped calling me, and I never got a paycheck. I literally had to go to that Wendy's every day for a week because management was avoiding paying me. I ended up getting a check in the mail about 3 months after I had worked there for, I feel like, less than the hours I had actually worked, but there's nothing I could do about it. And there's a few more stories I could add in, but I'm gonna cut it short. My story is not unique. There's tens of thousands of people experiencing this same thing right now, this instability. Boomers and Gen X always want to say, well, why doesn't anyone want to work anymore? Why doesn't anywhere want to keep employees? I don't fucking get it. I've put in thousands of applications, and I've maybe received 3 or 4 calls back in the course of a year. And you're saying a recession will make it worse for me and people like me. Well, that's just great. Why doesn't anybody just do it?
They talking about recession indicators, and for me, recession indicator is everybody wanting to be on Ozempic. Everybody wanting to be skinny now. Skinny talk, losing weight. But that's because ain't nobody eating because they can't afford food. That's what's happening in my mind. Y'all don't want to eat because y'all can't afford the food. Y'all tired of spending buku bucks on a meal. So you might as well just get skinny and lose the weight. You might as well take that pill that's going to make you not hungry because you're not trying to spend that money on that food. Because when the money was up, everybody was big. Everybody was eating. We was big backing it out. Now that the food price is up, everybody want to be skinty. Everybody want to be small. Ain't nobody trying to eat. That's the recession indicator to me, honey. Okay?
I just saw the biggest recession indicator on my timeline. And you know what that is? Water pies. People are really cooking water, sugar, flour, butter, and a pie crust. Girl, the Great Depression's here. Because those were made in the Great Depression. We're getting Great Depression too. Fuck going outside and going to the grocery store. No, those eggs are $9, baby. It's time to use water. Start eating yuck. Start eating whatever the hell you can, okay? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Doesn't matter. No more following rich influencers. Start making your depression food, okay?
Cannot make this shit up. There are surgeons on Grindr offering the doll surgeries. What? You're a chaser and a surgeon? Tough times. Tough times.
I was just having my little recession indicator meal because I gotta cook more at home. Everything is so expensive. We can't afford to Uber Eat as much. But it got me thinking that one thing I'm excited for is just to see the girl thrive again when it comes to style. Resources are tight. I know that because I work in fashion PR for 2 years and the budget was already very tiny and it's only getting tinier. Let's go back to the old ways of doing things. Like, I want to see creative people. I'm trying my best to be as creative as I can with little resources. So, yeah, no, I'm excited for that.
Everyone is like, oh my God, recession indicator. You want to know the craziest recession indicator I saw today? A bagel shop was advertising free water. I think it might be even worse than the DoorDash buy now, pay later, although that's also pretty bad, but it's this bagel shop that I live near and they had a sign out on the sidewalk and I did a double take when I walked past. It said free water with your purchase of a breakfast sandwich. And they had that little easel out on the sidewalk, all caps, like loud and proud, like, hi, come get it while it's hot, your free water. Like, mama, have you ever heard the saying, April showers bring May flowers? If I wanted free water, I would just step outside, tilt my head up and open my mouth. It's been raining every single day. I will say, I think one of the biggest recession indicators has been in our faces for quite some time. And it used to be the source of like some of my best content. Finding a job, it's so difficult now. And it's been really difficult for like a year and a half, 2 years at least. Like my unemployment era was over a year ago. Even just the amount of like restaurants and bars that will just be empty. Like even in super popular areas of Manhattan, you walk by, not a single table is occupied. Granted, we're not technically in a recession yet, but like the fact that businesses are resorting to advertising free water, that makes me a little worried. I don't know about you.
So I'm going to Chili's to mind my business to support my son who just got 3 shots at the doctor's not too far from here. And there's like 2 people out there trying to get people to donate to support children to some sort or whatever. So of course they call me over there and I hate when they do because I can't just say no and walk away. I'm like, oh no, sorry, I'm a child in need. Like, this economy is crazy. I got 2 kids to support. I cannot provide you any donation. It's like, oh, well, enjoy your food. I will enjoy my food. But enjoy sitting here asking people for help. Nigga, go to the goddamn headquarters and ask them.
All right, so I've been seeing people on social media talk about recession indicators, and I just saw my first recession indicator. This place I've been to 100 million times done switched to crinkle cut fries. I don't want no crinkle cut fries. I said, dang, that inflation, y'all gotta change suppliers. Also, I be getting all flats. I be like, can I get a 15-piece all flat? I know I sound big back. I got this. But can I get a 15-piece all flat? I done did it 100 times. Today they said, oh, we can only give you 10 flats. The rest you're gonna have to get in drumsticks. Recession indicator. Start moving the money, y'all. Start moving the money. We'll draw your money out of the banks. We about to go into a recession.
Number one recession indicator in my life is that I'm unemployed. I lost a job that I've had for the last 3 years, like 3 weeks ago. And I always thought I was the kind of person who didn't know what she wanted to be when she grew up because I didn't want to be like an accountant or work in finance or something, I don't know, sort of standard. But that's not really true. I did always know what I wanted to be when I grew up. It just wasn't a standard type of job. I'm a theater kid through and through. I wanted to be an actor or a singer or a dancer or a writer or a florist even. And I'm realizing now that I don't have a boss and I've got plenty of time that I'm going to apply for jobs no matter what, but I can start my day like going to write part of my book or like buying flowers to learn how to arrange them and watching videos and just like being a self-taught sort of florist, if you will. That being said, this is the fit to go write my book. I have about 3 pages of the book right now, so don't expect a lot from me just yet, but I'm really excited about writing it. I'm really excited about becoming a florist, even if it's just for myself and my family. And I'm really excited about crafting these days as well. I gave my friends some homemade keychains the other day because they watched me have a panic attack on the street. So we're gonna head out and, I don't know, make your dreams come true or not. You know, it's capitalism.
Okay, so hear me out. The recession indicator I've seen is that all my bi friends are actively seeking and looking to be in heterosexual relationships to have a dual income household. Like, that's how bad the economy is. The girls are like, I guess the men are good enough right now. Like,
I see everybody throwing around this term recession indicator, and I want to know some people's like actual recession indicators that you're predicting, that you're going to predict, or that is currently happening. Because I'm really starting to think that some of this shit, I thought it was like a stupid trendy thing, but I'm really starting to think that these recession indicators are real. Like girls dressing like they're fucking from Little House on the Prairie, the Lady Gaga comeback, Rihanna might come back, strip clubs are getting dry, and fucking men aren't thirsting no more. I'm like, wait, these are fucking recession indicators. So like, what are some of the recession indicators that are happening right now that you guys are noticing or that you predict that's gonna happen? Because, I mean, we are about to be in a recession after April 25th when the tariffs start taking action. We're gonna be in a recession. So what are your guys' recession indicators? I wanna know.
One of the signs that people are struggling financially is when you look at their grass. So I just came outside for a split second because I wanted to get something to eat. And as I was pulling out of my garage, looking at my tattered lawn, or rather trying to ignore the weed-filled space in the front of my house because it's far from a lawn at this point, I started noticing that some of the neighbors that I have had for years that cared for their grass, or that continue to care for their grass looked like my grass. And what's interesting to me is, side note, my grass look like that because I'm thinking about buying a lawnmower, but I don't know how to buy a lawnmower, and I've been doing research. I don't know how much lawnmowers are supposed to cost, but I think it'll be cheaper to just buy a lawnmower than to spend $70 every 2 weeks for somebody to come cut my grass. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, moving on. Oh, side note, if you are wanting to be a homeowner, fun fact, God doesn't grow grass. Apparently God grows weeds, and you gotta pay somebody to come kill the weeds, and then you gotta pay somebody to grow grass. So that's something you have to look forward to. But anyway, so I'm noticing that there's several different lawns that look similar to mine, and it's a small thing, but it's a noticeable thing because I do live in a neighborhood where we have an HOA, and people do care a lot about the exterior maintenance of their home. So I just say that to say, like, cracks are showing, and it's showing in really small ways. And it is going to be important for everybody to be kind. Be kind to your neighbors. Be kind to people that you don't know, because people are going through it.
A quick reminder, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's continue the video.
Y'all might be looking at me and thinking, why she never wear any makeup anymore? What happened to her eyebrows? What happened to this? Well, and let me tell you, that's a recession indicator. That's a recession indicator. When they drop the price of foundation to $20, maybe I'll consider it. All right? And I'm talking I'm talking like Walmart type of foundation. I don't wear name brand. I can make little shit look nice. But the thing is that y'all are probably thinking, damn, she just looks rough all the time. Can't help it. Hey. And you know what? When this recession goes away, my eyebrows will return. I'll check the mailbox and they'll just be in there, and I'll just put them back on. And God bless me. All right? So if you want me to look better, how about hold on, I got it. If you want my eyebrows to return, call your governor. Okay? Call the people in Congress. All right? Tell them your favorite influencer don't have no more eyebrows and you're concerned for her health. Thank you.
What? She has eyebrows, man. What is she talking about? These days, money is tight. Money is extremely tight, so it is hard to have a skincare routine and stuff like that. But I mean, she already has eyebrows. It is not done, but I mean, she still has brows.
I know we in a true recession because why are we bringing back the ice bucket challenge? I was off Instagram for a week. I went back on Instagram and I saw my little sister, doing the ice bucket challenge and nominating people. Tariffs out the roof. Y'all bringing back quick weaves. Now we bringing back the ice bucket challenge. This is bad. This is bad. Like, I'm scared for the state of America. America, we have a problem. And World War III might be next.
The biggest recession indicator should have been when tip percentages became minimum 18%. 15% is nowhere to be seen now, and now some places are doing 20% as the minimum. So tell me, after the recession, does that mean that we're going to bring the tip percentages down? Or is it just going to keep going up forever? Like, just imagine, in 2050, what if we're paying 100% tip on our food? Because the tip percentages never went down.
So if anybody needed a recession indicator other than the inflation prices going absolutely insane, us bartenders, us nightlife workers are going out and getting second and third jobs just to supplement our first job because we're not making enough money. And Gen Z doing this whole no alcohol kick that they've been doing doesn't help. I have a day job, a corporate day job, and a bartending job that I've been working at for like 6+ years. And I just went out and got a second bartending job this summer because I already know that the summers stink in Philadelphia, and the winter was already not great. So the summer's going to be horrific. And I know multiple people, multiple bartenders doing that. And everybody knows the first thing to go in a recession is industry workers, service workers, hair, nail, anybody that you have to tip, any service that is not necessary for life, but it's something we just all enjoy doing. Getting our hair done, getting our nails done, going to the bar on a Friday, Saturday. They're the first things to go because you're not spending your money on things like that when you cannot put food on the table, gas in your car. Obviously, I can only speak for Philadelphia, but I've been doing this for 12 years in this city, and I have never seen bars and clubs as dead as they have been over the last several months. And I know everybody says recession this, recession that, inflation this, inflation that, but I'm just letting you guys know the recession is here because I just went to an orientation, and every single person in that building that is looking for a bartending job at this particular summer spot, they're all bartenders somewhere else. So they are all getting secondary bartending jobs, which seems to be the case across the board in Philadelphia. So the recession's here.
Okay, but really, it's day 149. The only reason I'm mad about the hate comment is because I don't really get hate comments. Even when I was on YouTube, I didn't get hate comments. I'm a pick me girl. No, but people just never said mean things to me, so I don't really know what it's like. So, to my face at least. But they said something, it was one of those like clever hate comments. Okay, it said, your hair is a recession indicator. And I'm like, wow.
Hear me out. I think that the recent obsession with eating what people are putting into their bodies, and then also their relationships with other people, specifically dating and that power imbalance or whatever, I think that's an indicator that people can't afford to really have control over anything else. So the base things they can control, what they're putting in their bodies and their relationships, I think they're gaining a lot of weird energy towards both of those things.
I could tell the economy was in a rough spot whenever I noticed all the girlies start complaining about money. I got a homegirl last year. She went to Spain and Beijing, and the other day she posted on her story, who got the best beer and shot combo in the city? Tap in and let me know. And it's dang, last year you was on 2 separate continents, and this year you're not even getting 2 separate cocktails. So y'all know, hey, save your money or, start cutting grass, whatever you got to do, because things is a little tight.
We are in a recession for real, and I was on my way to go to my eyebrow girl. My eyebrow girl is my bestie sister, so we're all sisters. So she did my brows. It was just a maintenance wax, clean. Anyways, and I paid her in organic eggs. I got chickens at my farm. I gave her a dozen, and she took that as payment. Let's go! But it's not cool that we're in a recession, I'm not gonna lie. So till further notice, I'm paying in eggs, pomegranates, grapefruits, limes.
Fuck the U.S. recession. I'm in a fucking recession. When I'm not doing the best is when I'm not taking a shower every single night, when I'm not going to the gym, when I'm eating fast food, when I'm not reading. Did I say I got a shower every night?
I was just at work, and this kid asked his mom for a strawberry donut, and she went, there's absolutely no way I'm getting you a donut. And he went, oh, you don't have the money, do you? The recession is here.
New recession indicator just dropped. I am going around putting up flyers for tutoring and dog walking because I literally cannot get enough work. This is literally what I'm doing right now. I went to a Michael's and I bought this pink Barbie duct tape, and I put up these signs. I can't show you the bottom because it has my phone number, but if you're in LA and you need a tutor or a dog walker or a dog sitter, I'm very experienced. I have my bachelor's from UCLA. I'm very smart. Please hire me. I had to FaceTime a friend while I put up that sign because it was literally the most humiliating thing I've ever done. I would literally shake a cup full of pennies at people sitting on the ground, then do that ever again. And holding this sign that's dog walking service and having to bite the duct tape off with my teeth in public. That was the most degrading thing I've ever done. I think I would be less degraded full nude stripping in front of my high school reunion. Okay, please, can this recession end so I never have to do this boomer shit again, putting up paper flyers around the fucking town.
I just opened a bag of chips. Bro. Bro. Like, what is that? Oh my god.
You want to know how I know we're going into a recession? I just got a freaking sponsored ad for Coachella on my Instagram feed. For reference, Coachella is literally in less than a week. And pretty much every single year, without a doubt, the tickets have sold out within like 0.1 second. Like, real ones, remember sitting at the computer, like refreshing and like watching this like little stupid man like walking across this like stupid sidewalk and like freaking out on FaceTime with all of your friends. Like, did you get tickets? Did you get tickets? And now they're begging for ticket sales on Instagram ads. Guys, we're cooked. We're so cooked.
All these really subtle cues and seemingly unrelated things that happen that are clear indicators of where we are in the economy or where a certain industry is. For example, like whenever we're in a recession and like money is down, before it trickles down to regular people, the first place people who know it are strippers. Strippers will be the first ones to call it like, hey, it's time, everybody needs to start saving their money. Like, the economy is not in a good place. To me, Hollywood and the film industry has not recovered from these strikes and seemingly doesn't seem like it's going to recover anytime soon. And all the proof of that I need is how many actors have podcasts. Like, every single time I scroll on TikTok, I see a different actor or a different group of people from a TV show being like, oh, on our podcast next week, oh, we're starting a podcast. I've never seen it before. And I want to say maybe like less than 5 years ago, if you would have asked a pretty well-known actor to come on a podcast, they were just like, what the fuck? Like, actors don't even like doing radio shows. Them not just coming on and appearing as guests, but them hosting their actual podcast, to me is insane, because everyone knows that you give actors a script for a reason. Like, very few actors are allowed to improvise lines. Like, most actors need to read exactly what it says on the script. And there's a reason for that. Most actors are not also writers. And there's a reason for that. When actors accept awards and the speeches that they give are pre-written, usually by someone else. And there's a reason for that.
This isn't a rant. This is just a quick question. For anyone who voted for Barack Obama in his first term, and I remember in 2009 we were in a recession, and he basically brought us out over the course of his 2 terms and stuff like that. I got a question. I was not old enough to vote. I was literally a child. I was a buck. I was a kid. And I just want to know, what was some key indicators back then that is giving y'all like trigger warnings? Like, oh shit, we really about to be fucked up again. Like, what was the key indicators between the years of 2007 to 2009? Because I remember they're talking about the recession. We were in a recession in 2009. And then I was starting to hear it was getting better, blah, blah, blah. And unemployment was down, this, that, and the third, because, Obama. What was the indicators back then from 2007 to 2009? I just gotta know. So I'm like mentally prepared for this.
For everybody that's been claiming for the past 5 to 10 years, recession and we're in a depression and et cetera, and all markets are going to crash, now it's your time. It is officially time for you to do your theories, do your financial advice, tips, whatever, because the United States has officially announced that we are going into a recession. And if anybody took any lessons or tips from when we went into recession the last time, or the depression the last time in 2007 to 2009, then you know exactly what to look for and what to do.
One thing that I do hope comes out of this recession, if that's what's happening, is people being more mindful and conscious about their decisions in everyday life, but in particular, their spending habits. And what I mean by this is really taking into account, whether you absolutely need something, right? Is it a need? Is it a want? And who is it supporting? I think we're seeing, that the only thing that this is doing is just largening the wealth divide between the top 1% and the rest of us. And you don't want to continue contributing to that, or at least I don't. And some might say, it's like, you're going to have absolutely no choice because, of course, people are losing their jobs and there's just less money to go around, then you're forced to just only purchase the necessities. But just like the pandemic brought on a whole new mindset as to what it is to feel, be alone, to need community, I think that another mindset will come out of this as to, like, do we absolutely need everything that we're getting, or is it to fulfill some sort of void that we have by just having these spikes in dopamine every time that we purchase something, when really all we need is, again, community, better relationships, a purpose, something, being a part of a greater cause than just ourselves.
I 100% agree with her. A lot of us spend money just to fill a void within us. A lot of us do that. We don't need it, but we spend it just because we're not happy with life. So we go and spend all of this money that we work hard for on things that we don't need. And I hope that a lot of people stop spending money on things that they don't need and start to invest into their future and to just live a simple life, a life that makes them happy.
There's been a lot of conversation on this app asking the millennials how they dealt with the previous recession, the 2008 mortgage crisis, and the aftermath of that. And I will say that at first I kind of raised my eyebrows a little bit. I was like, why are they asking them? You know, a lot of the millennials were very young during this time. However, there is something I can say as a young Gen X that is very millennial, that came as a product of that recession, and that is casual cohabitation. And before you get in the comments, well, actually me, I know a lot of Gen Xers and young boomers lived with their significant others before they got married. That's not what casual cohabitation is. Casual cohabitation is where, like, you're dating someone for a few months, you like spending time together, you move in together because it saves you money, and it seems like a good idea at the time. And we started seeing a lot of that after the recession or during the recession, and it has persisted to this day. It's something that people do. We saw it again during COVID. You know, people who, you know, were like, well, let's quarantine together, and then they ended up living together. But prior to that, the conventional wisdom was that if you were moving in together, you were making a long-term commitment, that you saw a future with this person, whether you were getting married or not. You know, it was, we are living together with a purpose of spending our lives together, and not just, oh, well, if it doesn't work out, I'll move somewhere else.
The second I saw that Klarna was on DoorDash and found out that people were splitting payments for a measly cheeseburger, I knew this had to be hell. We are in recession times. To the chronic quitters, keep that job. The chronic movers, keep that low rent. I know the high rises is looking nice, but we in an unpredictable economy. Unpredictable. This is not the time to mess around. Before, people used to be unemployed 2-3 months. Now it's 6, 7, 8 months. I saw a lady on LinkedIn post her GoFundMe because she wasn't able to get a job in 2 years and was facing eviction on LinkedIn. This could have been prevented. Since we can't change the past, you better protect yourself for the future. Now, if I'm lying, I'm flying, y'all. But to split a $10 meal into 4 payments with interest? Oh, God. At this point, you gotta start praying.
You have to cool it with the recession indicators, guys. It's been indicated. It feels indicated. I think we're good.
I appreciate you guys watching the video today. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.